Hey guys, thanks for tuning in once again. My name is Tony, and in this video I'll be sharing with you guys one of our basic foundation skill, learning how to target. As a dog trainer, I do train a lot of body movements, that be park acrobatics, learning new tricks, or simply training obedience. I have come to actually realize that this skill plays a big role in my everyday training, giving me a lot of benefits, not only for my dogs but also my clients' dog. Target training I divide into three categories. You have nose target, and then you have the front paw target, and the third you have the rear end target. In this video, we'll be doing just the paw target, and the main use I have for this skill is using it as my reward platform, making it a powerful tool for me to use because the expectation is on the reward is heavily built in that exercise. Because there is such a great expectation on the reward, I use this skill to actually overcome some difficulties that they might be encountering during one of the many things I am learning them, such as when we are training or working with heights. Other useful things that this skill could be applied to is when you are training crate training, stationary position, send away, direction, external reward platform, just to mention very few of what you can use it. Handstand, loads of tricks. So yes, you can use it almost anywhere. It's just your imagination that can stop you. Learn to be creative, guys. So let me actually show you guys how I started it. Now, you will need some solid platform to use. For example, a book. The most important thing is that it is heavy enough and safe enough for your dog not to get hurt or move the platform. So you will also need to have treats that are really worth working for. So get in that fridge, find something that your dog is willing to work for. In our case, we love to use fresh meat. Now guys, avoid using ball or toys, especially for those hyper dogs in the very early stage of your training, and also for those dogs that lock their focus on a toy, as it might get very difficult for you to train them unless you have total ball control. Also, avoid finding distractive places. So when training new things, find a spot in your home, in your training area, where you can train in peace and harmony undistracted. So with all that said, there's only one thing to do, and that is let's start the training, guys. So basically, I start by placing a treat on the platform and then placing it on the ground and simply just letting my dog take that treat. For the next step, once Gyaru has taken the treat from the platform, I take another treat and throw it away from her and let her have that treat, but placing also a new treat onto the platform for her to come back to and eat. Now, I'll do this a couple of times until the movement is automated. Once that movement is automated, I then throw yet another treat away for her to have, but this time not placing any treat onto the platform. She will head back to that platform, and because there's nothing there, she will start sniffing it. So this is the behavior I actually will mark and reward. Now this is the very start of your target training. So once the nose target is trained, I then proceed to working those front paws onto the target platform. And how I actually do this is once she nose targets the platform, I place the treat accordingly so that she will have to step up to the platform to get the treat. After doing a lot of repetition on how I place my reward, I then start to shape that behavior of having that front paw on the platform. Now, bear in mind, guys, that shaping takes quite some time to achieve, so you really need to be patient with your dog. Allow for some room for them to think, and don't be tempted to always be helping them out. The advantage of using shaping and having a good reward is that once your dog is getting the picture of what it is you want them doing, then progress goes pretty fast and the result is more reliable. Now, just because you are using treat as a reward, never forget the most important reward, that being the social reward, so allow a lot of room for some playtime with your dogs when they do something right. Now that she has learned the skill and Gyaru being a ball crazy dog, I now add up the ball, allowing for more energy and more drive for the exercise. So here you'll see Okami doing the exact same exercise as a puppy. Enough puppy front paw target, now we move on to working those rear paw target. So for this, I'll be using a bigger platform that Ukami can either sit or stand on. Now how I start the exercise is from the sit position. I lure Ukami to a stand having both her front paws on the ground and then asking her back to a sit to the platform. This is the body movement that I will be needing for later on. Now, for the next step, I'll be luring Okami all the way down to a stand and then asking her back to the platform for a sit. Now, it is very important that you do loads of repetition on this as you really want that body movement imprinted for later use. So here we see Okami as a puppy once again doing the exact same body movements. This also is the very start of our reverse heel or reverse walk. So the next step I take after luring Okami down on the ground with a stand, I ask her to go back to the platform. Only this time, instead of making her sit, I freeze or ask her to stop while having those front paw on the ground. This is the behavior I will mark, and this is the exact body movement that you will really need to have with the rear paw target. Now that we have trained the body movement needed, we apply the exact same training on the target platform I'll be using. Now, moving further with our training, here you'll see me work that rear paw target from the heel position. Now, it is very important that you reward the dog only once they have the rear paw on the target. So there you go, guys. Now you've actually seen how we've trained our front and rear paw target. I do hope you found it enjoyable to watch. And remember, guys, keep following us for more future training videos. So I wrap this video up by telling you guys out there to train smart, not harder. However, push hard, but play even harder. Until next time, guys, see you on our next video.